As we continue to talk about circles, we need to talk about what to do if an equation is not already in our standard form for our circle. So the completing the square that we did for the quadratics is going to come into play here. So I'm going to walk you through all of the steps so that we can do this together. So here we have a very long equation, x squared plus y squared plus 16x minus 12y minus 20 equals 0. So we want to try to get this all the way back up to our x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equals r squared. So the first thing we need to do is we need to group our x's and leave a space, and then we're going to group our y's and leave a space. We're going to move our constant, if we need to the right, and leave a space or two, depending on how many we left on the left-hand side. So if I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to group my x's. I'm going to say x squared plus 16x plus blank. You're going to want to write kind of small because this can get long. Plus y squared minus 22y plus blank is equal. We're going to move our constant to the right, 20, and I had 2 blanks, so I need to leave 2 blanks. So now I'm actually going to complete the square. So we're going to take half of b. So b on my group of x's is in fact 16. So half of b is 8, and then I'm going to square it. So 8 squared is 64, and I'm going to add it on both sides. I'm going to do the same thing here. Negative 22 divided by 2 is negative 11, and negative 11 squared is 121, and I'm going to add it here. So far we did half of our term, we squared it, we added it to both sides, we did this for x and y, and now we're just going to factor. So remember when we factored a perfect square trinomial, we took the square root of a and we took the square root of c. So I have x and the sign of b plus 8 quantity squared plus y minus 11 quantity squared. And we need to simplify this. 20 plus 64 is 84. 121 plus 84 is 205. And at that point, there is your standard form equation. You are done. So you could see here that our center is at negative 8, positive 11. And our radius, this is radius squared, is the square root of 205. And if we wanted, we could simplify that. So let's try another one. Group our x's. X squared minus 12x, leave a space, go that over to the other side. And then we have our y, y squared plus 8y, leave a space, equals negative 32. I have 2 spaces on the left, so I need 2 spaces on the right. Divide by 2, negative 6 squared is 36. 36 divided by 2, 4 squared, 16. 16. Now we're going to factor x minus 6 quantity squared plus y plus 4 quantity squared equals, so negative 32 and a positive 36 is just 4, and 4 and 16 is 20. And now I'm done. If I wanted to graph this, my center would be at 6, negative 4, and my radius would be the square root of 20, which is 2 on the square root of 5. And for our purposes to graph that, we would need to change it to a decimal. So on our next thing, we're going to look at exactly that. So we've talked about how to write the equation. So now we're going to deconstruct the equation and pull out what we need so we can graph it. So here you can see there's nothing being added or subtracted to my x and y, so my center is the origin. Remember, this is r squared, so if I want just r, I have to take a square root, and the radius is 6. So if I'm going to make a picture of this, here's my center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to go 6 out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On all sides, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can just kind of, it's going to look kind of funky, but close enough. And so there's our circle. Here, we actually have a center. Remember, insiders lie. So the center here is 3, 4, and the radius is 5. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's my center. And I need to count 5 out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From either side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's our circle. Radius of 5, center at 3, 4. This one comes a little bit trickier. It's our last one. So 5, negative 4 is our center. Remember, insiders lie. The square root of 41 does not simplify. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's my center. So I'm going to need to use my calculator to find the square root of 41. And when I do that, you can use any of your calculators that you have. You can use the whichever you prefer. This is approximately 6.4. So I need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go about 6.5-ish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a little bit. Here's our circle. Please let me know if you have any questions.